Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We're excited to celebrate Apprenticeship Week here in Hawaii. But before I begin, we're very honored to have our director, Mr. Jade Butai, to say a few words and welcome all of you.
Thank you, Maricar. Welcome and good morning, everyone. Thank you for taking the time to attend the virtual presentation. The on-site visit of the training center of the plumbers and pipe fitters and the carpenters last Tuesday was successful and first rate. So a big shout out to the plumbers and the pipe fitters and the carpenters. The virtual presentation will show how apprenticeship can create paths to success and transform lives. It is a powerful program that enables individuals to earn while they learn, reducing the burden of student loans and contributing to the growth of our economy. We have a lot to cover, so we will get started without further ado. Thank you.
Thank you, Director. We're also honored to have our chair, our State Apprenticeship Council chair, join us this morning, Mr. Greg Serikaku. So thank you for making the time to join us. As we kick off Apprenticeship Week, we just really want to highlight the importance of the registered apprenticeship program here in Hawaii. With that being said, Governor Josh Green signed a proclamation so that we could be in concert with the rest of the nation in highlighting the importance of apprentices. And it is a proven model that we hope to replicate to non-traditional apprenticeship program. So we were very, like the director said, we were very, very fortunate to do an in-person tour. We had the bus travel, and thank you for the hospitality of the plumbers and the carpenters. We were able to witness firsthand and learn more about the sprinklers in the hotel rooms that we see, that we take for granted, that is just there. The importance of having that demo to highlight how they are behind the scenes to build the infrastructure and help with Hawaii's economy. So without further ado, we'll have the apprenticeship team. And before we hand it off to Ms. Jamie Tabangai to facilitate this virtual event, we couldn't have done these events, the two buses and all the logistics without, of course, the apprenticeship team making it possible. So I'd like to just say thank you and kudos to Jamie, Edgar, Deborah, Paul, and David for putting all these events together. So thank you, Jamie. Go ahead.
Thank you, Maricar, and thank you, Director. So our first person that I would like to introduce is Ms. Karina Pereira. She is our USCOL Region 6 multi-state navigator, monitoring apprenticeship state agencies in Washington, Oregon, Nevada, Arizona, us here in Hawaii, and the U.S. territory of Guam. In her career, she's also held roles as training director for sheet metal, air rail, and transportation local union 67, director of apprenticeship programs at West Hills Community College District in California, and apprenticeship consultant for the State of California Division of Apprenticeship Standards. Karina has nearly 12 years of academic and professional experience related to workforce development, particularly in registered apprenticeship. She holds a Master's of Science degree in Management and Leadership, as well as an MBA. Karina is also honorably discharged Persian Gulf War veteran of the U.S. Navy. So, Karina, I will pass it on to you.
Thank you so much, Jamie. I really appreciate that. Aloha, everyone. My name is Karina Pereira, and I am with the U.S. Department of Labor Office of Apprenticeship, and I'm a technical advisor and navigator for the state apprenticeship agencies in the Western Pacific states, as well as the territory of Guam. And thank you all for your support of Hawaii's Apprenticeship Week 2024. I personally recognize how much effort goes into carrying out U.S. Department of Labor initiatives on a local level, and I'm always impressed with Hawaii's hardworking workforce development staff pulling together and achieving outstanding results year after year. In alignment with Hawaii's Apprenticeship Week is National Apprenticeship Week, and this national effort is boasting the largest National Apprenticeship Week participation ever, which includes over 800 proclamations, including Governor Josh Green's state proclamation on behalf of Hawaii, and over 1,500 National Apprenticeship Week events across the United States and the 4 territories. Our National Apprenticeship Week theme this year is celebrating 10 years of engagement, expansion, and innovation. This is the 10th year of National Apprenticeship Week to reflect the prominence that registered apprenticeship has received as a proven and industry-driven training model that expedites a pathway into good jobs. Over the last 3 years, I've been privileged to work with Hawaii's Apprenticeship Office under the Hawaii Department of Labor and Industrial Relations. So I want to acknowledge, first and foremost, Ms. Marikar Lotan-Freitas, Layla Shar, Edgar Fernandez, Jamie Tabangay, Deborah Martinson, and David Min. This very thin crew of a very large ship that needs to stay afloat every day. And on behalf of US DOL's Office of Apprenticeship, thank you for your hard work and dedicated service to Hawaii's apprenticeship stakeholders, apprentices, and career seekers. We appreciate you allowing our own team to both guide you and learn from you as we navigate the waters of apprenticeship together. So to highlight a few of this team's accomplishments, this apprenticeship staff manages 101 apprenticeship programs across the islands. It tracks over 6,000 active apprentices throughout Hawaii, which is an increase of almost 1,800 apprentices from last year. They also developed and registered a total of 21 new apprenticeship programs since 2020 and have added 33 new apprenticeship occupations since 2020. Some other important stats I'd like to note regarding Hawaii's apprenticeship system: the Workforce Development Department registered 1,778 new apprentices in 2024. Hawaii's apprenticeship programs report over 445 businesses currently employing apprentices. Hawaii's apprenticeships include 150 different occupations, and the program sponsors and employers have celebrated the completion of 615 apprentices so far this year, 2024. Overseeing the state's apprenticeship system is the work of dedicated volunteers known as the State Apprenticeship Council. The function of these appointees is codified in federal statutes, but their duties on the council include examining a variety of complex topics, discussing how to resolve critical dilemmas, making prudent recommendations, and advising the state's apprenticeship office, the legislature, and the governor of concerns and policy in respect to registered apprenticeship. On behalf of the Office of Apprenticeship, I offer sincere thanks to the appointed members of the Hawaii State Apprenticeship Council under the leadership of Chairman Greg Zarakaku for their service and dedication to apprenticeship. And I also want to thank, on behalf of the United States Department of Labor, all past council members who dedicated their time and service to ensuring integrity in registered apprenticeship for all Hawaiians. An apprenticeship wouldn't be apprenticeship without recognizing the 101 apprenticeship sponsors, employers, and contractors throughout Hawaii that employ apprentices throughout their training. I'll start with giving recognition to the top 5 registered apprenticeship programs with the largest number of active apprentices. And feel free to use the hand clap on Zoom as I read these off if you'd like. First place would go to Hawaii Carpenters Apprenticeship and Training Fund with 1,561 active apprentices. They took the lead as well last year during Hawaii Apprenticeship Week, and they more than double the number of active apprentices in any other program. Second place goes to the Pearl Harbor Naval Shipyards, who currently have 651 active apprentices. Third place goes to Hawaii's Construction Finishing Trades District Council of 50, with a total of 589 active apprentices. Fourth place goes to Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local 675, with 489 active apprentices. And fifth place would go to the Associated Builders and Contractors Hawaii chapter with 319 active apprentices. This year, we also want to recognize apprenticeship programs on other islands you may not know as much about, since they are only a small handful of them. First and foremost, we'll start with Hawaii Electric Light Company in Hilo, Hawaii, Hawaii's Rural Water Association in Waikoloa, Hawaii. Let's see, Hele Makua Health Services. Let's see, Kahului Trucking and Storage. Hope I'm not messing this up too bad. Maui Economic Development Board. I did practice, I promise. Maui Electric Company. Kauai Coffee Company, Kauai Head Start, and Kauai Island Utility Cooperative. So those are some smaller programs in some of the other islands that we definitely want to recognize, since there are just 9 of them, that they are growing. The longest registered apprenticeship program, from my data, shows the first place would go to Pearl Harbor Naval Shipyard, registered on June 10th, 1924. Second place goes to Hawaii Electricians JAC, registered on April 8th, 1947. Third place goes to the UA Plumbers and Pipefitters Local 675 JATC, registered on November 14th, 1952. And in 1958, Hawaii Sheet Metal Workers was registered, as well as Hawaii's Tile Setters Local 1, registered in June of 1958. And the most recently approved apprenticeship program remains the Keikeoka'ani Family Learning Center, registered in late 2023, which now boasts 4 active early childhood educator apprentices. So lastly, I want to talk about just some fun facts that I found and I'd like to share. Nationwide, the highest percentage of apprentices goes to the construction industry, carrying 48.25%, and 220,572 apprentices in over 8,395 construction programs. Second to the construction trades is educational services, which has 79,453 apprentices nationwide. But for Hawaii, the construction industry takes the lead as well, with 84.91% of all apprentices, which equals 5,144 building trades construction apprentices in Hawaii. Second place in Hawaii goes to the manufacturing industry, with 11.85% of all apprentices, or 718 apprentices. The best paid apprenticeship in Hawaii goes to Maui Electric, which a completed apprentice currently earns a journey person wage of $70.05 an hour. And there's 21 of those apprentices looking forward to that wage shortly. The best completion rate goes to Hawaii's manufacturing industry, showing that 72% of apprentices completed over a 5-year average. Veterans make up only 4% of Hawaii's apprentice workforce, which is 72 apprentices that have identified as a veteran. Youth, on the other hand, which we would qualify as 26 years of age and under, make up to 45% of Hawaii's workforce for apprentices, which is 423 apprentices that identified as youth. And saving the best for last, while Hawaii currently employs 6,082 registered apprentices, nationwide, there are 10,609 apprentices who identify as Native Hawaiian. And just some final words. I was honored to be asked again to share in Hawaii's Apprenticeship Week webinar, and I want to again thank our amazing apprenticeship staff with Hawaii's Department of Labor and Industrial Relations Workforce Development Department. And I want to leave you just with this. If your registered apprenticeship program wasn't recognized in a specific or special way this week, it's still important not to lose sight of the valuable and vital work you do to give hope, change lives, and make a difference for your community. I want to encourage you all to relish in your own apprenticeship accomplishments, whatever they are. And remember, we're all in this apprenticeship community together. And I want to thank everyone for lending me just a bit of your time today and participating in Hawaii's apprenticeship. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank
Karina.
you.
Go ahead, Mary.
Thank you, Karina. I always love those factual information that you provide every apprenticeship week. It's so historical to show the importance of apprenticeship and how long it's been in existence. So hopefully other industries will adopt the model of a registered apprenticeship so that when you say you went through an apprenticeship program, they'll know the rigorous training that you went through to become proficient in that occupation. So without further ado, I do want to really acknowledge and thank those individuals and those partnerships that we have joining us today and agreeing to be part of this event. Apprenticeship Week is so important in showing the pathway that this is really a successful model they earned from day one. And as director said, the newest millionaires are the ones wearing the tool belt. So it is a proven model, and we do applaud all of you and the impact that you make every day to help train our young individuals to have the option to pursue other careers other than a four-year degree. This is a proven model that they are able to successfully compete and support their family. So without further ado, we have the first presenter. Go ahead, Jamie. Thank you.
Thank you, Marika, and thank you again, Karina. So the first person we have today is Kian with ABC Hawaii. So I will turn it over to him for him to do his to introduce himself and talk about their program there.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me today. It's such an honor. It's such an honor to be here and talk to everyone. I want to start off with kind of asking a request. So if everyone can participate, imagine someone you care about, whether it's a child, a veteran, a family member, or a friend. Just want you to think of that person. Maybe they just got out of school. Maybe they're still in school, leaving the military, still in the military. And they ask you, he or she asks, what's next in life? 2 years ago, this was the reality for a young veteran right out of the military who attended the Apprenticeship Week job fair. And by the end of that week, he had secured a job with an ABC contractor. Fast forward to today, he's now a second-year apprentice in ABC Hawaii's registered apprenticeship program, earning a living wage and building a future. He found his path through one opportunity, an opportunity that changed his life. My name is Kian Sean, Education Director for ABC Hawaii. Today, I'll be presenting on how ABC Hawaii's apprenticeship program offers another opportunity and how it has impacted lives and opened doors to exciting careers. So let's start off with the basics. What is an apprenticeship? An apprenticeship is a structured training program that combines on-the-job training with classroom learning. It's a paid position where apprentices get the opportunity to learn a specific trade. Although the term trade is popular amongst the construction industry, it can also apply to fields such as healthcare and information technology. Apprenticeships are designed to be long-term learning experiences. In short, you work under a supervision of an experienced mentor or mentors who provide apprentices guidance while he or she gains practical skills and knowledge in a real-world setting. I'm here today representing Associated Builders and Contractors, a national trade association that represents contractors and construction professionals, a national trade that represents here in Hawaii, we represent about 60% of Hawaii's construction workforce and their families. Our program offers flexibility, whether someone is uncertain with their career path or seeking a new career in the field or outside of the field, the chance to advance based on your experience or pursue other career paths within this industry is critical. In this economy, there is a fear of pursuing anything because of the financial or time strain it may cause. Our program offers pathways so that individuals can pursue these options without any cost to them. ABC is not a one trade above all. We see ourselves as support to the construction industry by offering choice to our members, our employees, community, and future partners. We showcase this in our multi-trade apprenticeship program in carpentry, electrical, painting, plumbing, and roofing. In this next slide, the following trades are what we offer with a breakdown of the years of training, the hours required, and the average work hours each year. The construction industry faces many major challenges, including workforce shortages, job site hazards, and a need for skilled professionals, as 40% of the workforce is set to retire. ABC's apprenticeship program plays a key role in addressing these issues by offering hands-on training that prepares workers as well as helping them succeed and advance in their careers, while also comparing it to education models. This is one of ABC's pillars in creating a future for the next generation. Our program provides job opportunities for seeking workers, connecting those interested to our members, and sending them to our training program to progress even further. By training apprentices, we support local economic development and future construction projects this way. At the heart of everything we do is the opportunity to learn, grow, and succeed in an industry that needs skilled workers now more than ever. At the heart of our apprenticeship program, it's a simple but powerful belief that everyone deserves an equal opportunity to succeed. We offer the support to veterans through using their VA benefits to apply towards our program, job seekers by assisting in placing apprentices with employment opportunities, as well as current workers progressing outside of the field and into support or administrative roles. This is how we differ. We offer support to anyone who seeks it. Talent and potential aren't about your background, your money. They're about your drive, your willingness to learn, and your desire to grow. Our apprenticeship program is built on inclusion, which provide a place with anyone and for anyone, regardless of the background nor the skills that they already possess. They can gain the skills they need for a successful career in construction, and our program offers that opportunity for everyone. So here is our apprenticeship program requirements. The individual must be 18 years or older to become an apprentice. It's intended for an entry-level employee, which means that they are 3 years or less working. In order to be accepted into our apprenticeship program, they must meet a minimum 6 weeks of full-time employment with an ABC affiliated contractor, which is required in order to be accepted. Once in the program, mandatory work hours, supplemented by classroom hours, are required. Similar to the story that I told you at the very beginning, that happened during apprenticeship week, it's not just for individuals who are employed or who are very much on their way, but it's really for anyone. Construction is not just a job, it's a career with real growth opportunities that can lead to a lifetime of success. To build that future, we need to eliminate the barriers that stand in its way. Expanding apprenticeship programs like ours are essential. It's not just about training workers, it's about building a resilient workforce that benefits everyone. When we invest in people, we invest in a stronger, more sustainable industry and a brighter future for all. I want to encourage you all to connect with us. Please give us a call. You can also visit our website by scanning the QR codes. You can also start by referring over the orientation sign up that we hold monthly, or you can just share as needed. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate the opportunity to share about our program. Any questions?
Hey, thanks, Kian. Thanks for your presentation. So if anybody has questions and they want to unmute themselves and ask Kian, please feel free to do so. Or of course, you can use the chat and I will read them with to Kian for him to answer.
Hey, Kian, I have a question. My question, I help the Windward School District with internships and apprenticeships. Does your organization ever consider, kind of like joining advisory boards for the high school, like for a high school to kind of raise awareness about your apprenticeship opportunity?
Absolutely. We'd love to be a part of any opportunity to partner with anyone to just spread the word out. Not sure if I mentioned this, but just even though they might not be applicable for our apprenticeship program, really the intent is to educate and inform everyone about the power of apprenticeship, right? And the power of other programs, including ours, whether or not they qualify for it as all. So please take down my number. And oh, let's connect. We'd absolutely be love to participate in that.
Kian, we have a question in the chat. It is this available on Neighbor Island?
Absolutely. So we have about 15 training programs spread out through all the islands, the different islands. Please get in contact with me. I'll be happy to connect you to the contractors and employers that are looking for workers now and looking to send them over to apprenticeship.
Anybody else would like to unmute and ask a question or would like to enter a question in the chat? One more. Who funds the cost for an apprentice?
Very good question, and I'm shameful that I didn't even bring it up. The cost is actually on the contractor, so it's actually no cost to the apprentice themselves.
Okay. Let's see. Let's do one. I'll check the chat one more time. Okay. I'm not seeing any additional questions in the chat, but Keen is gonna stay on for the whole event today. So please feel free to put questions in the chat. And then at the end again too, Keen will be here to answer any other questions that you may think of as today goes on. So Keen, do you have any last remarks or words you would like to share?
No, but thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Kian. Our second presentation today is with a team of three led by Dr. Sung-Hae Hong. So I'm going to pass it on to them and they will share with you their virtual apprenticeship program.
Hello, aloha everyone. Happy Thursday. Thank you for joining us today. We are the Hawaii Behavioral Health Training Institute HBHTI team at the University of Hawaii and Manoa Thompson School of Social Work and Public Health, Department of Social Work. We are here to share information about our Behavioral Health Apprenticeship program. Before we begin our presentation, I would like to introduce myself and a couple of team members who are joining me today. My name is Sung-Hae Hong. I'm the principal investigator and director of the HBHTI and faculty at the University of Hawaii and Manoa. I will pass it over to Connie to introduce herself.
Hi everyone, good morning. My name is Connie and I am the HBHTI program coordinator. Now I'll pass it over to Austin.
Thank you, Connie. Good morning, everybody. My name is Austin Ajimura, and I'm the HBHTI program specialist. We'll hand it over back to you, Sung-Hae. Thank you.
Yeah. Next slide, please. Here is the agenda for our presentation. First, we will introduce the HBHTI, who we are. Second, we will present the background and significance of our program, why the Behavioral Health Apprenticeship program matters. Third, we will share details about our Behavioral Health Apprenticeship program, what we do. Fourth, we will continue by sharing a few highlights and success stories of our current apprentices. We will close our presentation with questions and our contact information. Next slide, please. Who we are. Here is our wonderful team. You see Dr. Gwen Williams right next to me. She is the co-principal investigator of our program and the coordinator of the Reward Community College Certificate of Competence in Substance Use Disorders Counseling COSUS program, which is the related training instruction component of our apprenticeship program. We also have Melvin Dijon, our research and program assistant, and Connie and Austin, who you just met. Next slide, please. We aim to support the recruitment and training of behavioral health paraprofessionals in Hawaii specifically those who are pursuing certified substance abuse counselors career paths. We have a particular focus on rural and underserved communities. We have trainees and training sites located across the state of Hawaii. We are funded by the Health Resources and Services Administration, HRSA, to support behavioral health workforce development. We have been awarded $2.2 million for UH system collaboration across campuses for 4 years, from September 2021 through August 2025, with a possible 1-year extension until 2026. Next slide, please. Our mission and values emphasize recruiting trainees from diverse backgrounds and geographies. We believe pure knowledge and experience are rich and meaningful when working with diverse communities in Hawaii, and when it comes to providing culturally appropriate service and care. With the community, for the community means that we are committed to working with the trainees from the communities we aim to serve and provide education and training. So our trainees work in the community they are from. We prioritize recruiting Native Hawaiians and Pacific Islanders, Asian Americans, men, LGBTQI plus individuals, those in the 20 to 25 age range, foster youth, and those on the neighboring islands where we see significant needs for behavioral health workforce, specifically substance use counselors. I will hand it over to Austin to present why our program matters.
Thank you, Dr. Hong. Yes, so I'm going to talk about why our HBHTI apprenticeship program is important and why we matter. So to provide some context for you regarding substance use disorders and substance use treatment in Hawaii, I'll share some data with you. So according to data released by the National Survey of Drug Use and Health, or NSDA, the annual average prevalence of past year substance use disorders, or SUDs, and this was for 2021 through 2022, was 9.4 among people aged 12 through 17. And this is slightly higher when you compare that to the national average of 9.0%. And then for people 18 and older in Hawaii, it is 16.4%, which is actually slightly lower than the national average of 17.8% of prevalence of past year substance use disorder. It's estimated that an average of 76,100 individuals, or 6.8% of those over the age of 18 in Hawaii, were needing but not receiving the treatment that they needed for substance use disorder. And again, this was reported by NSDA, and this was from 2016 through 2018. In 2020, 390 neighbor island referrals were made to send clients to SUD treatment facilities on Oahu. So this means that people who were living on the neighbor island at the time needed to come here to Oahu to get the treatment that they needed. And then from 2015 through 2021, there was an increase in the number of overdose deaths in Hawaii. So now that we've sort of set the stage of substance use and substance use treatment in Hawaii, we'd like to talk a little bit about the workforce of the behavioral health workforce. So the state of Hawaii has actually identified a gap in the behavioral health workforce, and that is a lack of addiction treatment resources for primary care providers to refer to, particularly in our rural communities and on our neighbor islands. And so as a state, we are ranked 44th in per capita service providers for substance use disorders. So at the national level, we see approximately 32 providers per 1,000 people with substance use disorder. And unfortunately in Hawaii, that's down at 20 providers per 1,000 people with substance use disorder. So we see a disparity there. There was also a decrease in the number of active certified SUD counselors in Hawaii. In 2020, that number was 861, and in 2022, that number goes down to 624 active certified SUD counselors. Additionally, by 2030, the Health Resources and Services Administration, or HRSA, projects a 15% increase in the demand for addiction counselors across the nation. So now, what does this mean in terms of workforce? And our program is that we want to talk a little bit about apprenticeship in this context. So over the past decade, registered apprenticeships have increased across the US, which is wonderful for healthcare-related professions. And these are occupations such as community health workers, medical assistants. But unfortunately, the same trend has not been seen in the behavioral health field. So prior to 2020, the US Department of Labor reported 6 registered apprenticeships in the behavioral health field across the country. Our team is proud to acknowledge that the HBHTI apprenticeship program is the first behavioral health apprenticeship program in the state of Hawaii. Okay. So, pardon, I'm going to go into our behavioral health apprenticeship program aim. So how are we doing this work? So our goal is to enhance the access and availability of the behavioral health workforce. Namely, right now, the occupation is substance use disorders counselors. And we're doing this by fostering an integrated approach to providing behavioral health prevention, treatment and recovery services, and again, in high need and high demand areas throughout the state. And we are doing this by expanding linkages in our communities. So we're engaging in community-based, multidisciplinary and interprofessional, so working together with different sectors and different professions to address behavioral health issues. And it's things like substance use disorders, mental illnesses, and then co-occurring disorders where these things happen together. Okay, and now I'm going to hand it over to Connie.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, Austin. Okay, let's now talk about what we do. Next slide, please. Okay, the HBHTI offers a behavioral health apprenticeship program for those pursuing to become substance use disorders counselors. The behavioral health apprenticeship program was approved in November of 2022, and it consists of 945 hours of related training instruction from the Certificate of Competence in Substance Use Disorders Counseling Program, or the COSUDS program for short, and 2,000 hours of on-the-job learning. The minimum qualifications for the behavioral health apprenticeship program are being at least 18 years of age and a high school diploma, general education development equivalency, or other high school equivalency credential. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, related training instruction. Trainees earned a Certificate of Competence in Substance Use Disorders Counseling through related training instruction. Neighbor Island trainees can complete courses for the COSUDS program at Leeward Community College, or Leeward CC, remotely. And Leeward CC collaborates with UH Maui College and Kauai Community College and encourages trainees to earn their associate's degree or higher education while pursuing their certificate. And all levels of education may apply. Currently, the HBHTI offers a tuition waiver and stipend funded by HRSA. The HBHTI provides up to $3,000 in tuition waivers for COSUDS courses and a stipend of $5,000 for fieldwork and technology equipment support if needed. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, these are the related training instruction courses that are offered at Leeward CC for the COSUDS program. There are 7 human services courses for a total of 945 hours of related training instruction. The courses are 3 credits each for a total of 21 credits. The length of the program is 2 years part-time, and many of the courses are available online. The 2 courses at the bottom of the table include 200 hours of fieldwork internship each for a total of 400 fieldwork internship hours during related training instruction. Okay, next slide, please. The apprenticeship on-the-job learning. The apprentice will be employed at a local SUD treatment agency to complete the work processes and competencies that are outlined by the 12 core functions of the SUD counselor, as well as professional, personal, and ethical development. Apprentices participate in 2,000 hours of on-the-job learning at a local SUD treatment agency, and apprentices can be credited for up to 1,000 prior experience hours towards the apprenticeship. Apprentices also participate in professional development trainings and pursue the state-recognized certification to become a certified substance abuse counselor, or CSAC for short. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, job duties. The general job duties of a SUD counselor are based on the 12 core functions as mentioned on the previous slide. And here is a list of the 12 core functions of the SUD counselor, which begins with screening, followed by intake, orientation, assessment, treatment planning, counseling, case management, crisis intervention, client education, referral, report and record keeping, and consultation with other professionals regarding client treatment services. Next slide, please. Okay, we have established partnerships with 9 SUD treatment agencies for our behavioral health apprenticeship program. Here is a list of our current apprenticeship sites. So on Hawaii Island, we have the Big Island Substance Abuse Council, Bridge House, and Ohana Addiction Treatment Center. On Oahu, we have Aloha House, Inc. And on Oahu, we have Care Hawaii, Dynamic Healing Center, Hinamauka, Kupua Support Services, and Salvation Army Family Treatment Services. And we are currently working on establishing new partnerships with other agencies across the state. Next slide, please. Okay, the benefits of the Behavioral Health Apprenticeship Program for apprentices are earning a certificate of competence in substance use disorders counseling, receiving related training instruction to complement the on-the-job learning, gaining supervised work hours towards sitting for the exam to become a certified substance abuse counselor, or CSAC, and participating in a professional development curriculum facilitated by the HBHTI that is focused on culture, family, and telehealth. Next slide, please. Okay, some additional benefits of the behavioral health apprenticeship are connecting with local SUD agencies who may be potential employers, gaining diverse experiences working with unique populations in Hawaii, and decreased financial burden. Trainees earn while they learn versus needing to acquire CSAC hours through voluntary work or unpaid internships. So currently, the HBHTI offers a $7,500 stipend for apprentices funded by HRSA, in addition to their employment wage. So apprentices will also receive a minimum 2.5% wage increase before or at the completion of the apprenticeship. Okay, next slide, please. All right, our apprentices. Now that we have shared information about what we do, we would like to share some photos, quotes, and video clips about the successes of the apprentices in our program. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, the first apprentice that we would like to highlight is Shay. Shay has completed her related training instruction and is now an apprentice. And she had this to say about her instructor, Dr. Williams, and her experiences. So Shay says, Dr. Williams was such a huge impact on me in the beginning when I first started coming back to school after 25 years. I never did very well in high school, and I had a lot of self-doubt. Through the COSUDS program and after talking to Dr. Williams, she really encouraged me to go on with my education. So I started working on my associate's degree at the time, and I'll be graduating in May with my associate's degree, my certificate of completion of substance use disorders counseling, and a certificate of competence for domestic violence out of Maui too. In relation to the apprenticeship, Shay says, I have received positive feedback from management and other staff on my performance. I feel I learn more every day, and that feels like an achievement. I have become much more comfortable with my duties. I feel I have become an asset to the company, and that feels like an achievement. And since she has written this or has said this, she has graduated this past May, and we are very, very proud of her. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, next we have Edmund. Edmund was recently featured in the University of Hawaii News and on Hawaii News Now, a local TV station. We have included screenshots of the article from the University of Hawaii website on the left and the Hawaii News Now article on the right. As you can see, the headlines of the news stories, Edmund is an amazing story. and we are extremely proud of him. We would like to play the TV segment for all of you. It'll be a 2 minute and 30 seconds video clip. And Austin will pull that up. Yeah.
Time behind bars is now a celebrated addiction counselor helping others struggling to get sober. Lynn Kawano has the Honolulu man's incredible comeback story.
Edmund Pulu Jr. was addicted to meth for 26 years, spending much of that time on the streets of Chinatown. He's now working on getting his master's degree to save others from that lifestyle.
Deep breath. Okay, how does that help you?
Edmund Pulu Jr. facilitates sobriety and anger management classes for Kokua Support Services.
Oh, why don't you lead us off? How was your anger over the week?
Participants are court-ordered to be here, but Pulu keeps them engaged.
How does exercising or how does that help you?
Pulu's own experiences give him credibility, empathy, and makes him relatable. Pulu lived in Chinatown, addicted to alcohol and meth. He got sober after an arrest in 2018 for drug crimes that landed him at the Federal Detention Center.
Looking back at it right now, it literally saved my life.
While locked up, he was offered a spot at Sand Island Treatment Center.
That's it. Out of this place? Yes. Sign me up.
He just wanted to get out of the
I just wanted to get out of jail. It was a get out of jail card. The plan was just to go to Sand Island for 2 weeks, hop the fence, and go on my last ride, go do my time, and go back on the block.
Go back to Chinatown.
Yes.
He actually stayed for 2 years and has been sober since. Grants and apprenticeships helped Pulu earn a bachelor's degree in psychology from UH West Oahu. Through Leeward Community College, he landed at Kokua Support Services.
He stayed on and did some volunteer work, and then when a position was open, we were able to hire him, and he's been with us ever since. Edmund has been able to jump over obstacles, and come out on top each and every time. He works here full time, and he goes to school full time. It's definitely a balance.
Recovery is not easy. Change is not easy. It's hard work. And I really have to discipline myself. Really, I have to be committed and I have to be consistent with it.
Pulu says the most rewarding part of getting sober, reuniting with family after decades without communication. He now has a relationship with his daughter and her family. Pulu is currently working on getting his master's degree in social work here at UH Manoa. I'm Lynn Kawano, Hawaii News Now.
Lynn, thank you. Have a passion for community and caring.
All right. Thank you, Austin, for showing that clip. Yeah, we're very happy to have Edmund in our program, and we appreciate him so much, and we are very proud of him and all of his achievements. Next slide, please. All right, our next apprentice is Sean, who had the following to say about being SUD's counselor apprentice. So Sean says, I would have to say that this career path presents many challenges. Said challenges vary in degree on a daily basis, some more difficult than others. I look at each challenge that comes my way as an opportunity to learn and grow personally as well as professionally. And Sean also says, in this position, I am required to be organized with my time and prioritize tasks. Learning new computer programs, clinical language, and best practices keep me on my toes. Once I figured out the big picture of how the agency is run, it became easier to navigate through the processes of deadlines and paperwork. Things are ever changing within the agency. I feel it is good training to be adaptable whenever possible. Yes. All right, next slide, please. Okay, next we have Legalo, who is our newest apprentice. We asked Legalo what her short-term and long-term goals were, and Legalo said, my short-term goal is already being fulfilled as I got employed as a counselor at my fieldwork site, and she hopes to continue in her position long-term. We also wanted to briefly share what a week in the life of an apprentice is like, and Legalo allowed us to share a little bit about what she does during the week to give those interested in becoming a SUD counselor an idea of what it's like. So Legalo facilitates 3 groups per week at her apprenticeship site, which are the Family Violence and Healing Group, Helping Women Recover Group, and Process Group. Legalo meets with residential clients once a week and outpatient clients every other week. Recently, Legalo's caseload has increased from 4 to 7 clients. Legalo completes assessments, treatment plans, and notes for individual and group sessions. And Legalo has also engages in case management and is present at various meetings with outside providers and her clients. Okay, next slide, please. All right, last but definitely not least, we have Joey. Joey is one of our first apprentices to complete our professional development curriculum on SUD's counseling relating to family and telehealth. We held a certificate ceremony for apprentices who completed the training this past August, and here's a video clip of his thoughts about the training.
I really feel like this is the mortar that filled in a lot of, the big pieces of our, the types of treatments that we offer and how to communicate, the micro skills, all the little detailed things really all matters, and I find myself using them practically and every day.
Awesome. All right. We are very proud of all of our apprentices and all of their accomplishments, and we are very, very happy to have them all in our program. Next slide, please.
I really feel like
Okay, contact us. Next slide, please. Yep. Before we provide our contact information, we would like to acknowledge our funder, the Health Resources and Services Administration, HRSA. We are so grateful for the opportunity to facilitate the HBHTI in Hawaii. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, if you have any questions or would like to find out more information about the Behavioral Health Apprenticeship Program, please visit our website. We'll put that into the chat, or you can email us. We'll put the email into the chat as well. We also have a QR code on the slide in case you would like to take a photo with your phone. It'll direct you to our website. Please let us know. Also, if you have any questions, yep, mahalo so much for your time. And we are so happy to be here today. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Hong, Austin, and Connie. So we'll go to questions now. So I think there's a few questions in the chat that I can read off to you folks. But again, feel free to use the raise hand feature with Zoom, and you can unmute yourself and ask questions directly as well. So Dr. Hong answered this question, but I'll read it for you folks. So there was a question that came in that asked, is there a reason why the on-the-job learning portion of the HBHTI apprenticeship program doesn't begin with the 400 hours that's part of the training? I'll let you elaborate on your answer, Dr. Hong.
Yes, sure. So the 400 hours from field education are counted toward 2,000 hours as their approved prior work hours. And currently, our apprentices could get the approved prior work hours up to 1,000 hours. So those 400 hours are counted.
Another question in the chat was, how many apprentices are in the HBHTI program?
Connie, can you answer that question?
Sure, yes. We currently have 5, which is all of the apprentices that you had seen today in our presentation.
And we are in the middle of recruiting more apprentices.
Yes, recently, Dr. Hong and her team here have been creating more partnerships with the employers out there with this need in this workforce. So as they add employers, they get to recruit more and more apprentices. So we are excited to see what their program looks like in the next few years. Is there any other questions that anybody wants to unmute themselves and ask? Another one in the chat. I understand the 400 hours are credited towards the 2,000 hours. So why doesn't the apprenticeship hours start with hour 1 of the 400 versus after the 400 hours are completed?
Oh, okay. From the apprenticeship program site, program side, apprentices could start the apprenticeship program from with our one of the 400 hours. That's from our HRSA funded project side. After they complete the level 1, which is Reward CC courses program, they could start the apprenticeship program. Hope this answers your question, Carol. So if we have apprentice who's not funded by our HRSA, then they could definitely start their apprenticeship program with our one of the 400 hours.
So, Carol, to elaborate on that, so HPHTI's registered apprenticeship program, with their program, they applied for a grant to kind of subsidize certain aspects of their program. So it's kind of separate but a part of. So during this grant period, they have some funding to support some apprentices with that 400 hours. But if someone, say like off the street, like myself, was to join, I would start start from hour one of that 400 and not be accredited that 400 hours from being a part of that grant, if that makes sense.
If I may ask it, so thank you. We've been here, well, I've heard anyway, that during the practicum part of the curriculum, and it doesn't have to be your program, can be any university program, that they shouldn't be paid wages. Is that correct? Or am I hearing, I just don't understand it enough.
So I'm a faculty of the Department of Social Work. We have like the way that interns, students can get paid while they are doing their practicum. And for their practicum, they need to be at like other department. And then we have like a set of rules that guide our students and also work with our partners. So there's a way that students can get paid while they are doing their field education. And for the Reward CC courses program, I need to refer this question to Dr. Gwen Williams, my co-PI. So I don't have an answer for the Reward CC courses program.
Thank you.
And there is a employment-based field education available at the Department of Social Work at UH Manoa.
Thank you.
And thank you, Carol. I want to answer to the question from Scott. Yes, the program is available on the neighbor islands.
Austin, do you think you can go back to that slide that Connie presented that has the different islands? Is there any other questions that anybody would like to either unmute or ask in the chat? Nope, I'm not seeing any. So again, Dr. Hong and her team are going to be here for the rest of our virtual event today, right? This morning. So feel free to use the chat again if you think of any other questions that you want to ask them. And then again, towards the end, we will ask you folks if you have any questions again. So Dr. Hong, Austin, Connie, do you guys have any other last words you want to share?
Thank you so much for having us today. It's an honor to be here.
Thank you.
One more question. Can you one more time for everyone, can you please say what COSUD is? Or put it in the chat, Connie, if you don't mind.
Yep, sure. I'll put it into the chat. The Certificate of Competence in Substance Use Disorders Counseling Program, COSUDS program. Yep.
We will put it in the chat as well.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. So next, and our last program today, but last but not least, I should say, is our largest program, as Karina shared earlier this morning, is the Hawaii Carpenters Union. So we have Miss Grace Kaiser here. So let me spotlight her for everyone, and I will turn it over to her.
Hey, good morning, everyone. I am Grace Kaiser. I am with the Hawaii Carpenters Apprenticeship and Training Fund, and I'm excited to be here today as we come together to celebrate National Apprenticeship Week. I am joined today by our Executive Director, Edmund Axon, and it is a privilege for us to be here again representing an organization that's been a cornerstone of workforce development here in Hawaii. At HCADF, we're proud to be at the forefront of apprenticeship training across the state. Our programs in carpentry, drywall, and millwright work are not just about building structures, they're about building careers and shaping futures. By offering hands-on learning and real-world experience, we equip our apprentices with the skills they need to thrive in the construction industry while earning a paycheck. Today, as we celebrate Hawaii Apprenticeship Week, we're highlighting the critical role apprenticeships play in preparing the next generation of skilled workers. As Karina mentioned at the start of today's event, Hawaii has long been a leader in embracing the apprenticeship model, and we're proud to be a part of that ongoing effort, helping individuals and businesses alike grow and succeed locally.
At HCADF, we offer comprehensive apprenticeship programs in 3 key trades: carpentry, drywall, and millwright. These programs are designed not to just teach technical skills, but to ensure that apprentices receive top-level, hands-on training that fully prepares them for success in the construction industry. What makes our approach so effective is the work, learn, earn model. This means that while apprentices are learning the trade, they're also out in the field, gaining real-world experience on active job sites. And the best part? They're earning a paycheck at the same time. This allows our apprentices to build their skills, grow professionally, and support themselves financially, all while working toward journeyman status. One of the most exciting developments at HCADF has been our pre-apprenticeship initiatives. Pre-apprenticeship programs serve as entry points, offering foundational skills and knowledge to individuals who are preparing to enter a formal apprenticeship. These programs are designed to reach a broader and more diverse group, including youth and those who may have not had previous exposure to the trades. They open doors by providing hands-on experience and essential skill training so that participants have a head start on their apprenticeship journey. The variety of pre-apprenticeship programs we offer equip participants with the foundational skills they need to succeed, no matter their background or experience. Not only do these programs expand opportunities for participants, but they also address the growing demand for skilled workers in Hawaii. By fostering a more diverse workforce, we're strengthening the industry, attracting young talent, introducing fresh perspectives, and ensuring the workforce better reflects the communities we serve. Our programs cater to a wide range of participants and include initiatives like Career Connections, a high school-focused curriculum that's now expanding to middle schools. This program provides young students with hands-on exposure to the trades, culminating in a summer internship where they can apply their skills in real-world settings. For those who are outside the high school system, we offer the pre-apprenticeship application pathway, which is open to any applicant looking to gain entry into the industry. Additionally, through partnership with UH Community Colleges, we offer the HANA program, which currently runs on Maui and focuses on developing skills related to clean energy. Our correctional facility programs offer a life-changing opportunity for inmates to gain the skills they need to enter directly into full apprenticeships upon release. Currently, the program runs at the Waiava Correctional Facility, as well as the Women's Community Correctional Center, serving both male and female inmates on Oahu. Beyond that, candidates with relevant industry experience can bypass the pre-apprenticeship phase entirely and move straight into a registered apprenticeship through our direct entry pathway. Each program is designed with specific groups in mind, but the goal is the same: to provide meaningful, sustainable career paths while also building a stronger, more diverse workforce. One of the standout components of our pre-apprenticeship efforts is the Career Connections program, which has been gaining significant traction. This initiative introduces high school students to careers in construction early on, giving them a head start on developing valuable skills and understanding the career opportunities available to them. A key aspect of this program's success is the comprehensive support we provide, not just to students, but to educators as well. We partner with local schools to bring a trades-focused curriculum directly into the classrooms across Hawaii, offering full support to teachers by providing them with the resources and training they need to help students succeed. And we're excited to announce that we're now expanding this initiative into middle schools, offering younger students early exposure to potential career pathways. Career Connections does more than just spark an interest in the trades. It provides students with a clear, structured pathway to a registered apprenticeship program. Instead of leaving high school unsure of what's next, participants in Career Connections are already on track for a well-paying, sustainable career in the construction industry. This direct pathway is a critical part of bridging the gap between education and the workforce, preparing Hawaii's next generation of skilled workers. The program doesn't end in the classroom. The capstone of Career Connections is a summer internship where students gain real-world experience on active job sites, applying what they've learned in a hands-on environment. This early engagement benefits both students and employers. For students, it's a chance to explore a career in construction while building their skill sets. For employers, it means access to a pipeline of motivated, well-prepared individuals who have already developed a strong foundation in the trades. Over the past year, Career Connections has expanded significantly, now reaching 35 schools statewide, including on Oahu, Maui, Kauai, Lanai, and both Kona and Hilo on Big Island. This year alone, over 2,000 Career Connections certificates were awarded to high school students for completing foundational skills courses. Since its launch, approximately 18,000 certificates have been earned, reflecting the growing interest and success of this direct pathway to careers in construction. From an employer's perspective, the apprenticeship model is incredibly valuable. Through HCADF's programs, employers gain access to a pipeline of highly trained, dependable workers who are ready to contribute from day one. The hands-on training and structured learning apprentices receive allow them to step onto job sites with the knowledge and skills necessary to make an immediate impact. For many employers, one of the biggest benefits of working with HCADF apprentices is how well prepared they are for the realities of the job. Instead of having to invest time and resources in extensive training, companies can rely on apprentices to hit the ground running. Beyond just the technical skills, our apprentices are trained to be dependable, professional, and safety conscious, traits that are essential for any employer in the industry. This level of preparedness not only saves time, but also reduces costs and improves overall job site efficiency, Employers also benefit from the apprenticeship model's focus on long-term workforce development. By investing in apprentices, companies are building a loyal, skilled workforce that can grow within the organization. Over time, apprentices can go on to become journeymen or even supervisors, bringing a deep understanding of the company's processes and values. This creates a more cohesive, reliable workforce, which ultimately leads to better outcomes on projects and a stronger company overall. We've heard time and time again from contractors across the state that apprentices from HCADF programs are not only technically proficient, but also come with the work ethic and dedication needed to thrive in a competitive industry. These apprentices become assets to their teams, and that's something employers truly value. With more than 250 signatory contractors participating with HCADF, here are what a few of them are saying. HCADF has done an excellent job screening applicants. They are good kids and have good attitudes. Employers get the ability to interface with and observe potential candidates, which can form the future backbone of company operations. This program allows companies to identify good workers early. It helps improve the caliber of candidates entering the apprenticeship program. Now, we'd like to give you a closer look at what life as an apprentice really looks like. We'll start with a day in the life video, where you'll see a drywall apprentice talking about how the apprenticeship program sets them up for success for a future career and for supporting a family.
Joining the apprenticeship program is, I've been fortunate enough to be able to provide for my son and even stay on the comfortable side. You're learning while getting paid. It's just a good spot to be in, especially if you don't know what you want to do. I don't know where I would be if I wasn't here, you know what I mean? It could have been way worse. I wouldn't know how I would be able to make my ends meet, how to provide for my son. But being here, you know what I mean, bettering myself and also being able to take care of my family, it's just two things I won't have to worry about, right, in everyday life. For me, the way I look at life is like, if you're not learning something new every day, then you're doing something wrong. So for me, being an apprentice, you need to learn a lot. You should be learning something new every day. So even just a year and a half in, it's kind of surprising to see how much you actually learn on the job and in school, and like see like how far you've actually gotten, knowing I've only been so long, right? You can learn from anybody, right? So things I learned on the job or from my journeymans at work is completely different from what my teacher Trish or like even what my other coworkers know here. So being in classes here, it's like just another side of the trade. It's popular. It wasn't really that hard to hear about it. Just kind of had to learn how to apply, how to get in and whatnot. So from there, it's just been, I don't know, a journey, I guess. You know, I didn't have to really figure out everything by myself. I mean, everyone here is to help you out, you know, what you need to do to get into an apprenticeship program. So I wouldn't say it was too hard, but I mean, there's definitely things you need to make sure you take care of in order to get in. So I have a bunch of friends that already are in apprenticeship programs, a bunch of friends that are done with it, some friends that were kind of in the same position that I'm in. I have younger cousins and whatnot that they don't know what they want to do. It's nothing you have to do on your own. There's always people there to help you along the way.
Now, we're excited to share highlights from Construction Career Days, which takes place every 2 years. This event brings together students and educators from high school and middle schools with industry professionals to promote careers in construction. Students get hands-on experience with various tools and equipment, explore different trades, and learn about apprenticeship opportunities. Construction Career Days is a key part of our outreach efforts, helping introduce the next generation to the opportunities available in the industry.
As HCADF, I think we participate at the Construction Career Days just so we can get a hands-on with the students out there. We can have them explore what type of careers in the industry is available for them.
Construction Career Day is actually a really integral part of our construction pathway. And within the construction pathway, we do have residential and commercial construction, mechanical, electrical, and plumbing. So there's 2 programs of study that the students can then take within the high schools. They take these courses, in hopes to get ready to either directly enter into something like an apprenticeship or a post-secondary institution within the construction industry.
So with this program, I'm taking residential construction. Just getting out there in the trades, getting used to like how they work after high school, working those hours, seeing those things in the high rise, just really beneficial. I really enjoyed it.
We find that the students who are coming out of Career Connections, they have that basic knowledge of measuring tapes, material identification, how to use power tools and hand tools. So it takes like a chunk of the pressure off someone who is a mentor to that new apprentice.
When students are at school, they really are just working with the teacher, but actually coming out and working with an industry professional, whether they're building something or they're doing a challenge or just talking with someone from the industry, I think is very, very helpful and very valuable for these students.
So if you did come to our tent, we had hand saws, we had hammering, we actually had a DeWalt vendor come down. He actually shared all the tools that a carpenter might be using or drywall. We had our union reps who was able to answer the benefit packages that the carpenters offer. We had our training coordinators down there that was able to explain what the life of an apprentice is like.
I definitely support this type of event. You get to ride the equipment, sit in it, mold the cement. It's a hands-on experience that I think is beneficial. Students don't know what they don't know. It's all about exposing, giving them opportunity, and then allowing them to then just pursue their passion.
I think 3 important skills that a student might need is problem solving, teamwork, and just a good work ethics.
A little bit of advice that I would recommend to a friend, just put yourself out there. I mean, it's a different thing. Just be open to learn. It doesn't hurt to try.
Last but not least, we'd like to share a perspective on women in apprenticeship. The stories from our female members are incredibly important as we work toward making the industry more inclusive. While construction has long been a male-dominated field, there's a growing recognition that the industry must continue to evolve to create truly equitable opportunities for everyone. We still have a long way to go, but by highlighting these stories, we're not only celebrating the achievements of women in the trades, but also reinforcing our commitment to creating an environment where everyone can succeed.
As my dad would bring me on side jobs, so I would always watch him and learn from him, and then I just liked what he did with all the hands-on stuff, so I decided to go hands-on too, but into carpentry. My dad is a hard worker. He has family that always constantly calls him to fix AC or do electrical, and he's just always on it, and he's a hardworking man, and I love that about him. My family is really supporting, and when I told them, they told me they'll do everything to support me and help me get to where I want to be. I thought they would be scared that I didn't want to go to a four-year college, but once I told them, they supported me through the program. I've been telling them about the benefits the Carpenters Union have and how good it is. For me, I just got out of high school, went into the union straight, and then by 4 years, I'll be set with a good job and financially stable, hopefully. With me, the school is paid for with the union and the apprenticeship program, but I don't have any debt to pay for, so it's just constant money going into my savings. Financial life is really good. I've been investing some of my money, splitting it places so then they have a percentage and then I could get that percentage. So financially I'm doing good for a 18-year-old going out of high school. I'm trying to save for a farm to grow crops. I want to do a lot with my money. One is get a house in maybe the mainland. It could be a small but big yard, and then I want a farm here in Waipahu or Kunya with a lot of fruits, vegetables, and maybe some animals. During my 4 years in high school, I took 3 years in building and construction, and then they really helped me get into the internship program. My two teachers, Mr. Mayoho and Mr. J, they helped me get into the internship program during the summer. And then right off there, I joined the apprenticeship program. My journeyman, I asked a lot of questions because it's always good to ask questions because if you're not sure, then you should. They always answer my questions and they make sure I feel safe and welcome. That's what I think I love about carpentry is the feeling of satisfaction and accomplishment, building something for people that they could use for 10 or even more years. Just being able to look at your work and even especially high rises, you go into town, drive on the Nimitz Highway and you could say, oh, I did that, I did this. Have an open mindset and never stop trying because that will totally help.
And with that, thank you all for taking the time to join us today and learn about HCATF and our programs. Whether you're here as a potential apprentice, an employer, a school, or community partner, we appreciate your interest and your commitment. I do encourage you to explore how you can get involved or learn more, whether that's applying to become an apprentice, partnering with us to strengthen your workforce, or helping students explore career pathways. There are plenty of resources available. You can find detailed information on our website about our programs, our recruitment pathways, and other opportunities. And you'll also find our contact information there for our team and our office. I also invite you to stay connected with us, and you can do that by following us on Instagram and subscribing to our quarterly newsletter, Haumana, to stay informed about the latest updates and opportunities and initiatives. So I will go ahead and put that in the group chat for everyone. And now I'd like to actually hand the floor over to Edmund, who will be happy to answer any questions you may have. But of course, if you think of anything later or need further information, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. Thank you.
Hi, Edmund.
Hi, everybody.
Edmund, you want to say some words before we go into questions?
No, I think Grace did a fantastic job uh making this presentation.
Okay, now we'll go to questions. So if anybody has questions, they can either unmute themselves and ask, or again, they can use the chat and I can ask the questions for you folks, and Edmund is here. Question: how old do you have to be to join the apprenticeship?
At least 17 years old. Right after high school.
Hi,
aloha. Question. Thank you so much for your presentation, by the way, Grace. Mahalo nui. The direct entry pathway with relevant experience and then the apprenticeship, the pre-apprenticeship, is that separate applications? And is that available on your website?
Yeah, it's all separate programs, but it all ends up to a direct entry to our registered apprenticeship program. You can take a look at our website. I believe Grace shared our information, so we'll be happy to answer any of your questions if you want to reach out directly. But the information I believe in a chat.
Anyone else want to unmute and ask a question? Oh, could you folks please share the start wage and journey worker wages for your program?
Yeah, the apprentice starts at 40% of the journeyman rate. I believe that's 22.70, I believe, for the carpenters, and 10 cents more for the drywall and millwright. So every they start 40%, and every 1,000 hours they receive a raise. So from 40%, 45%, and then 50, 60, 70, 80, 95, until they get the 8,000 hours required to be a journeyman.
Thank you, Edmund. Any other questions or comments? Let me check my chat, sorry. I don't see anything in the chat. Marika, did you want to say something? I just saw your camera
Jamie,
go.
I have one that's in
Oh.
here. It came to me and it was just that, is there an age restriction for joining the apprenticeship program? So can a person in their 40s or 50s, can they join? And there is no age restriction. Again, there are more details on our website about what we do require, but as Edmund mentioned, we get them in as young as possible, 17, and then it's kind of limitless from there, so long as you're able to meet the requirements of the trade, which includes a little bit of heavy lifting. There's, you have to be able to lift 50 to 100 pounds for certain trade programs, and other than that, we give you all the other training that you need to succeed.
Thank you. Thank you all. This has been very great and hopefully it's beneficial. So I wanted to repeat that you always hear about apprenticeship, but what we highlight here with the Department of Labor is really registered apprenticeship. Registered apprenticeships are so valuable. They help to build a skilled workforce, essential for maintaining a strong economy. For Hawaii's residents, apprenticeship offer a clear career pathway that leads to well-paying jobs and long-term career growth. So for Hawaii, a registered apprenticeship ensures that industries have a steady supply of skilled workers, reduces our reliance on out-of-state labor, and helps to address skill shortages. In the long term, this translates into a more resilient economy for Hawaii, excellent job opportunities for the residents, and a strong foundation for Hawaii's future. The Registered Apprenticeship Program prepares all individuals to be skilled workers. These workers change the lives of not only the apprentices, but all of us. The next time you visit a store or pharmacy or return home from a long day of work, remember to reflect that an apprentice played a part in building your homes and the roads that we use daily to commute to work. Thank you for joining us to learn more about Hawaii's registered apprenticeship programs. Thank you to the sponsors and the 200 individuals who dedicated their time and participated in this year's Hawaii Apprenticeship Week. We look forward to having you join us next year as we continue to build a skilled workforce for Hawaii. As you have witnessed from these great presentations, these are just some of the long-term benefits of registered apprenticeship here in Hawaii for Hawaii's residents as well as the state's economy. So thank you to all of you. We appreciate your time and dedication in helping to build a skilled workforce for Hawaii.
Thank you, Marikar, and thank you to our 3 programs that presented. So we had Kian, Dr. Hong, Connie, Austin, and Grace and Edmund. So there was a question in here. I'm assuming it's for all of the presentations. There's a question that in the chat. Will criminal past eliminate participation? So I guess for all 3 programs, is that?
Hi, Jamie. For us, the answer is no.
And I believe for ABC and for Hawaii Carpenters is the same thing. I mean, Grace shared about a program that they have in some of the facilities on Oahu as well. It does not limit them. There's no limitation for most of our programs. Anybody, how Grace was saying about age, there's no limit. Kian, would you like to share something about or add on to that?
Nope, just agreeing to that as well.
So again, thank you to our 3 programs who presented, and of course to our director, Mr. Jade Batai, and our regional multi-state navigator from the USDOL, Karina Pereira. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you next year. Have a good day.